name's Henry, and this is how I skin a raccoon. So, caught this male raccoon boar like an hour ago. It's better to do it when it's like freshly caught, so rigor mortis isn't set in, so the joints aren't stiff and stuff. So what I do is I make a incision around the ankles. So start your cut at the ankles. Now that we're done cutting around the ankle, what we're basically going to do is run down the leg. We're going to take our knife and get under that skin and run it down the leg. And you want to cut in, like you want to cut to in between the butthole and the testicles or balls or whatever. I'm going to cut to that point and just meet them up on both sides basically. So I'm going to cut like down through here, meet up at this taint, and then cut down, meet there. Okay? Working double time on my seduction line. She was one of a kind. She just a mine, oh mine. Wanted no applause, just another cause. Right, now that I'm done that, you're gonna want to make an incision, like where the tail meets the butthole. Make an incision there, and you want to basically cut around that butthole, meeting up to the other cut you made. It's kind of like skinning a deer, if you've ever done that. If anyone's ever done that. There you go. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can start peeling back the leg fur. So you just kind of want to run your blade kind of in between the fat or muscle and the fur. Make sure you're not cutting. You want to cut. You kind of just want to go easy with it. I mean, you'll get the hang of it. You can sort of see what's fur and what's not fur. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but right here, that's straight hide right there. And then there's some fat right here. Straight hide. You don't want to cut into that hide. Or if you have a little bit of fat on there, it's fine. Because raccoons are a very greasy and fatty animal, so there's going to be some fat on there. You're just trying to minimize that as much as possible. You could get to a point where you can just rip it down. Like that. Just rip it down. It's a lot easier. And so when we get into these nuts now, you want to cut until you see a purple ball. Then you just basically cut around it. And what you could do too, here we go, here's the balls. So you kind of just want to push that ball up and just slowly cut into that fat and cut it off. See what I'm doing here? That's the, well, you just want to push it up. Grab down here and just push it up. Then you can cut around, cut off the testicle. So pulling is okay. You kind of just want to hold its butt back and just kind of pull that skin or that hide off. And then you can just, in your hand, and then you can just rip it off from the back. Now I have that undone right there. See that? That hole through there. So, okay. Now cutting off the tail. Yeah, just cut up. You kind of want to get to the base of the tail, so the meat or the bone, I guess, of the tail. Make sure you're just not cutting any of the hide. So, if you don't have a tail zipper and this method is not working, then what I do is I just cut straight down through this like that. This is just opening up the tail. This is not doing anything. And then I stab my knife through the tail and I just kind of open it up. Just like how I was doing up there, I just open it up. And then you kind of just work your way down, cutting it, opening up the tail as you go, and you can pull it too. Just be careful, be very careful pulling it, because it will have a tendency just to rip. And if you are doing my method of running it across and going down or wherever, make sure you don't cut through the whole tail and cut down and hit the other side. Boom. Okay. Now, you might have a little pocket still left to go after yanking that down. Just cut that open. Now, hard part's done. Now it's just easy stuff. Basically, you want to just rip all of this down. Penis bone right here. You want to cut that as high as possible to it. And I like to cut out the bone. You can do whatever you want with it, but that's the penis bone of the raccoon. Okay, so now we're on to the head and the front legs. You kind of just want to keep going it down, but you might need to run your knife along it. But I put my fingers in and I kind of just rip down, and you kind of get like a handle. Just keep ripping down. And you can eventually grab that hand out, grab his arm, and just poke your fingers through where the hide should be or whatever. And then, that's the bullet. That's cool. But you kind of just pull his arm out like that. So, and I leave his arm in there for now until I get the other side, because you don't want that in your way, kind of. So basically you kind of just want to cut up where the arm meets the back. Cut down. So what I do, I can pull this hide down more actually. Hold on. There we go. Pull that hide down. So now it's just the neck left. Neck. And then what I do with the hands, I kind of just have my blade like this. So I don't cut right here. I kind of just cut off where like halfway on the arm. Just a lot easier. And I just run my blade like that. Cuts through like that. that cut off. Now that the arms are free, I work on the head. There, you'll see cartilage right here. You kind of just want to cut. You don't want to cut right at where the fur is. I cut up. I cut right into there, and then you'll have a place to put your finger in, and you kind of just cut it out like that. Now I use the little cartilage holes or whatever to pull the skin down, and so it's easier to cut. And next stop is the eyes. So you can sort of feel when you push up into the skull, you'll feel those eye holes in the bone. And with those, you kind of just want to cut really close to the head, and then you'll see how there's a thin layer of flesh right there. So you feel it, right? I cut straight down and try and keep those eyelids on the actual hide. Then I use the eye holes as a thing to put my finger in. And I'm gonna grab it and then pull the flesh down. So that eyelid again. The other side. I just cut down and cut those eyelids out. Okay. It'll eventually hit the jaw and it'll open up. When you get to the nose, you just want to cut out that cartilage. Cut straight down to that cartilage. Straight down. Cutting that nose out. There's that nose. Just cut off the cartilage right there. Now let's get the bottom jaw. Then that's it. Most people just cut off the jaw right here, because it's kind of hard with this canine that they have. They kind of bite down on their skin, so it's hard. There it is. Pretty awesome. That's the hide. Thanks for watching. This has been how to skin a raccoon. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I get a good grade.